Welcome to Gab and Jam, episode 153.
Okay, what are we talking about today?
Today we are discussing why ugly is so pretty, or the power of the grow on you tune.
All right, what are we talking about there?
Okay, so as far as we know, our buddy Marx Talley is the one who came up with this term, and what it refers to is songs that when you first hear them, you hate them, or it just some kind of way rub you wrong.
Right.
But then eventually, after maybe hearing them a few times, or maybe a lot of times, they grow to be some of your favorite, or at least the ones that come to mind very often.
Yeah, so when I was talking to my buddy Marx Talley, I should say, he said, I think we were talking about the Prince Parade album.
Yeah.
And he, I think I was kind of lukewarm on the record at that time. And he said, it's got a few GOTs on it. GOTs? Why GOTs? So that's when he said, they grow on you too. So
it takes a minute, but eventually they grow
after a while, they kind of grow on it. And that kind of happened with me on that record. Yeah. It's like after a while, certain parts of the record, I was a little bit like, life can be so nice. I was a little bit lukewarm on that song, and then it kind of hit me. It's like, oh wow, this song's pretty nice, So it became like one of my favorite songs on the whole record, But it took a second for it to.
I was about to say,
kind of hit me that way.
One for Prince that took how many to 20 years is the Ballad of Dorothy Parker. I finally heard it the other day, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, that's not so bad. It took a long time, but the whole point of doing this episode is we don't know what it is about that twisted power that these type of songs have on us, but we would like to understand it a little bit better because we would like to wield some of that power.
I think another song that was like that for me as a kid growing up was Family Affair. So it's like when I first heard that song as a kid, it just didn't do anything for me. And I think somewhere, along the line, I heard it later. And it was like, wow.
Right.
But Sly had a bunch of songs in that era that were just kind of like that. And I think sometimes what it is that a lot of these songs are songs that, these artists do, and they just take a curveball. I mean, because it's like, they don't sound like anything else out there. And so, 779311 was like that for me, because the beat was so odd. The drum beat was such an odd drum beat that it was, coming behind, Get It Up. That First Time album, and then hearing this song, it was just. It was one of those type of things where it had to hit me. But, once it hit me, it was like, wow.
That's one of the ones that's most memorable from that album.
Right.
So let's examine 3 reasons why songs the Grow On You song tune has that type of power. The first reason is it moves you. And we've talked about this in a couple episodes off and on. The other side of hate is love.
Right.
So the fact that when I first heard the Ballad of Dorothy Parker and 20 years after, is that there's something when it repels you, that there's something that pulls you. At least it is affecting you in some way.
Well, I think it was the same way for me with Jimi Hendrix. I when I first heard Jimi Hendrix, I didn't necessarily get it. It was like, what? This is this guy, because there was such a buildup as to what he was going to be about.
Right.
And then I finally heard his songs and I didn't get it. And, I think it was one day I was listening to NPR at all stations, and they played Castles Made of Sand. Mm-hmm. And it was like, the song just blew me away. And it was like, all of a sudden, in that instant, I got Jimi Hendrix. It's like, it just, everything kind of got clear as day as to how good this guy actually is, but it took a second for me to actually get there, as to what he sounded like, you know, because this was before Stevie Ray Vaughan. So, like, Stevie Ray Vaughan, I think, is a good gateway drug to Jimi Hendrix, because he's like a clean version of Jimi Hendrix, you know, and so like, you can kind of get into Stevie Ray Vaughan, hear him kind of do, like, his renditions of Jimi Hendrix tunes or something like that, then you get the real thing, you know, that kind of helps you to get there, but, that
I like that.
Yeah, it was kind of like that for me.
So that's the first reason, is that it moves you to affection in some kind of way. The second reason why Grow On You tunes have that twisted power over us is it calls on that side of you that likes being deep. I think we all kind of have that, weirdly, because it stretches you. It makes you have to meet it, and it appears unknowable. And there's something about that mystery that kind of especially for us artistic type people, is like there's something about if people say it's too deep, then you gotta go here. I know for me,
right?
Let me check it out, because I gotta see, what are you talking about,
right? I think some songs is like I didn't even know they were kind of like that, but it was like Tomorrow Never Knows by the Beatles off of Revolver. Is like that. Was like that for me. It was just such a different song. You know, and you know what he was talking about, just all of that stuff was like, wow. You know, again, these are just songs that just kind of hit you like a ton of bricks when you hear them. Yeah. You know, and sometimes and when I say that, it's like they hit you in a ton of bricks and repelled you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's right. It's like
your protective shield goes up like
all right, get this, you know.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, as you start to kind of listen to it, it just pulls you in. And for some reason, those songs, it seems like the rabbit hole just never ends. You know, that you're constantly discovering new things about them.
Okay, yeah.
You know, it's like once they kind of hit you, you just kind of start unraveling so many different aspects to it. Yeah.
Ogres. They're onions. They have layers.
Yeah. So.
All right, I like that. Yeah. So it calls on you to want to know more, right? And then finally, the reason why Grow On You tunes have that kind of power over us, that twisted power, is that it is more interesting because it is memorable.
Yeah.
Or it is more memorable because it is interesting. So the point is, when something is basic, it doesn't give you anything to hold on to, as one of our other friends, Anthony Pierson, once said.
Yeah.
Gotta have something.
Something there, yeah.
Yes, if there's nothing there, then there's nothing to go back to.
You never know. Like, I mean, I think Honky Tonk Woman was like that for me from the Stones.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not gonna say I didn't get the song as much as, you know, I just felt like, okay, it's just regular, just rock and roll type thing, right? But, you know, it's sort of like the more you go down the Rolling Stones rabbit hole, the more you start to appreciate the intricacies, the intricate simplicity of a Keith Richards riff. And I'm saying that is one of those type of songs that has that to it. It's like that guitar, basically it's having a conversation with Mick Jagger. It's like they're in a duet on that song. You know, I mean, it's like that riff and Mick's voice. And that's the thing about Keith and Mick. You know, whether you listen to something like Start Me Up, you hear that riff and you hear Mick's voice. Yeah. And they just go so well together. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's and that to me, Honky Tonk Woman is one of those songs that kind of epitomizes.
I'm gonna have to pull that up. Okay. All right. What do you think? Have you heard a song that you thought you absolutely hated and hear it a few more times and find out that you really love it?
Right.
We definitely want to hear the story about that. We're taking a short holiday break in the month of December. But first, we have a couple more episodes. A holiday episode somewhere in December. But our regular episodes will be taking a break. But we'll be back the first Monday in January for sure. What is up?
So go ahead.
Yeah. I'm so excited about our ornaments. We have done custom sugar fit ornaments, handmade. So there are only a few of them, and we'll be packing them up for our people who ordered them. But we still have a few left. So if you're interested, the link is below, and limited quantity. So make sure that you go ahead and get those before you decorate your tree. And
of course, Sugar Fit is still available, still doing it out there. So pick it up. And you can pick it up Amazon, you can pick it up Apple Music, Spotify, CD Baby, and then of course Bandcamp. So
yes. If you dig the vibe, be sure to
subscribe.
We're wishing you love, peace, and
chicken grease.
Mm-hmm.